Welcome to our channel. Russia is undoubtedly the largest country in the world by its area. However, paradoxically, despite its 146 million inhabitants, it is also one of the most sparsely populated countries. Its vast territory becomes particularly intriguing for cryptozoology enthusiasts, as it raises the question of what beings and mysterious creatures might be hiding in the uninhabited areas of this enormous state. But before we delve into these beings, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And without further ado, let's get started. The first mysterious creature that keeps cryptozoologists awake at night is the being known as Lešij. Local residents also call it Lesovik or Polisun, and it is purportedly a demon or creature capable of taking on various forms. Tales about it are associated with forests, where the green tops of trees swaying in the wind symbolize tranquility and relaxation for most people. However, according to ancient legends, the deepest forest thickets in Russian territory may hide a creature that is deadly dangerous. Legends say that it is originally an East Slavic forest demon who protects the trees and the entire forest but harbors no love for humans. Many folklorists argue that Lešij was originally one of the inspirations behind the medieval depiction of the devil with horns and a tail. However, Old Russian literature does not always portray Lešij solely as a fictional demon. On the contrary, malevolent forest spirits were considered entirely real for many inhabitants of present-day Russia throughout the centuries. Perhaps the most famous is Lešij Mikola, who, according to legend, lived in a hollow tree and posed riddles to passers-by. In human form, he resembled an old man with white hair and beard, while in his animal form, he resembled a bison with glowing eyes. Russian stories mention many lost individuals allegedly caused by Lešij. These creatures were said to lure people with various sounds resembling laughter, clapping, or joyful cries. According to American journalist A. Sutherland, many still believe that Lešij is the earthly manifestation of the Slavic god Veles, the god of cattle and wild animals. Others consider Lešij to be his servant. Currently, Lešij is primarily considered a creature from myths and legends. However, stories persist, especially among the descendants of indigenous tribes, about people who claim to have seen Lešij with their own eyes. Most often, these were loggers whom this creature despises, appearing to them with horns and claws to deter them from further woodcutting. Many researchers thus caution that stories about Lešij must have originated somewhere, and it is highly unlikely that they were entirely fabricated. Could this being have truly existed in the past, or perhaps still exists today? Another creature is a carnivorous predator, whose well-preserved mummy was found in the Udachnyj mine. According to reports, in the expansive diamond mines in the Siberian town of Udachnyj, an unusual commotion occurred during work, when all the miners gathered at the spot where one of them made a truly unusual discovery. From the diamond sands, he unearthed a frozen, mummified creature that resembled nothing the locals had encountered before. Shortly after the find, scientists took over for analysis. Large fangs indicating a predatory beast, sharp claws, and a slender, twisted body, seemingly poised to pounce on prey. Researchers are shocked by the incredibly well-preserved discovery. Speculation immediately arises that it was likely a dinosaur, possibly tens of millions of years old. However, it soon becomes apparent that the age of the layer in which the creature was found cannot be definitively determined. This small Siberian demon, as many mystery enthusiasts still refer to the mummy of the creature found in 2016, created quite a stir, but we have limited information about it. Shortly after the announcement of the discovery, officials took the creature away, and to this day, no official information has been provided, leaving room for speculation. According to various experts, the most likely explanation is that it was a relative of the well-known large predatory mammals known as Siberian wolverines. These creatures, resembling small bears, feed on a wide range of animals and carrion. However, what if those who believe it is an unknown species are correct? Some people even point out that in 1974, a nuclear bomb was detonated in the local underground. Could radiation have contributed to the creation of a new mutated creature? Another mysterious creature is the aquatic cryptid known as the Brosno lake dragon. Allegedly, it is a reptile with an elongated head that can both swim and fly. According to stories, it is a water creature, although in the case of this mysterious being, that supposedly inhabits the icy waters of the smaller Brosno Lake in the Tver region in western Russia. It is unclear whether it is purely an aquatic animal. Many locals claim that there is a monster in the waters of this lake that most closely resembles a dragon. American journalist Sarah Young wrote about this creature, stating that sightings date back to the 13th century. It is said that the dragon attacked and terrified a group of Tatar-Mongol riders who were preparing for an attack. According to her, medieval and early modern stories suggest that the creature does indeed live underwater, but can not only swim on the surface, but can also take off and fly around. One legend even describes how the gigantic creature swallowed fishermen and their boats. Another talks about a group of Vikings who wanted to hide their gold in the lake, but the dragon emerged and thwarted their plans. Dragon sightings continue into the 19th and 20th centuries. Allegedly, it appeared several times in the evening. Some people saw it gliding in the lake, while others even witnessed it taking off. Today, locals attribute the disappearance of some people to this creature. Scientists are also interested in solving the mystery and determining whether there is something in the lake that could explain all these stories. The most common speculation revolves around the possibility of an extremely old fish, unusually large due to its age. Another hypothesis suggests a mutated aquatic creature, and theories about it being a dragon, or a prehistoric creature resembling legendary dragons, also persist. The resolution might come from a thorough examination of the lake. However, the lake's considerable depth and the locals' reluctance to cooperate complicate matters. Many of them fear that ghosts, especially near the once submerged church, haunt the lake. Chuchunya, a humanoid creature covered in fur, reaching up to 4 meters in height, is the next mysterious being. Stories about this creature come from indigenous tribes such as the Evenks, Yakuts, or the Chuchunya, whose descendants still inhabit the vast regions of Siberia. Among these tribes, rumors of the existence of a mysterious wild man or a crossbreed between an animal and a human have been circulating for centuries. This being is said to hide in the most remote and inaccessible areas of the wilderness. Reports of Chuchunya sightings most frequently come from Yakutia and the Chukotka Peninsula. At the beginning of the 20th century, hunters claimed to have seen Chuchunya several times, with one even drawing a sketch of it. At that time, few doubted its existence. However, information about Chuchunya goes silent for a while until November 1988, when a group of children in the Murmansk region on the Kola Peninsula allegedly encounters it. Initially, most people laugh off their testimony, but in the following days, several hunters claim to have seen it, and a group of Moscow zoologists finds evidence of its presence. What do scientists say about Chuchunya today? Most researchers argue that its existence has not been proven and that many sightings are likely attributed to encounters with bears. However, Russian cryptozoologist Boris Porshnev disagrees. According to him, Chuchunya and its Asian counterparts like the Mongolian almas or the Himalayan yeti could be the last representatives of a second branch of evolution, starting with Neanderthal humans. This branch, over thousands of years, adapted primarily to the surrounding environment at the expense of intellect and other traits typical of modern humans. Similar opinions are shared by others. Russian historian and ethnographer Gavril Xenofontov described this legendary wild man as someone who lives on wild game and consumes raw meat, dwelling in a den like a bear. His voice is described as unpleasant, piercing, and raspy, with his whistle frightening reindeer and people alike. Could a gigantic Neanderthal truly inhabit Siberia? The next mysterious creature is a creature up to 20 meters long with a narrow neck and gray skin, which is supposedly hiding in Lake Ladoga. Throughout the world, lakes with local legends about ancient and very mysterious monsters can be found. Russia has several of them, and the most famous is probably Lake Ladoga, located in the northwest of the European part of the country. Many large creatures could be hiding in the lake, as it is the largest lake in Europe, with a length of 219 kilometers and an average width of 83 kilometers. Stories about unidentified and unknown creatures living in the lake have been alive for several decades. In 1973, an interesting experience was reported by A. Konovalov, who allegedly saw a creature with a dark gray body, a long thin neck, and large eyes during his visit to the lake. The creature reportedly approached him, but then stopped and submerged underwater. Konovalov's experience is certainly not the only one. In the 1980s, local fisherman Peter Ermolaev was on a boat on the lake. He was about to bait when a large gray head with an open mouth emerged from the water about 50 meters away from him. A few years later, other witnesses saw the creature, and later, Russian biologist Anatoly Shimansky even spoke about the monster, claiming to have seen a creature at least 20 meters long hissing and hunting fish. Since then, several searches have been conducted in the lake, but none have provided evidence of the monster's existence. Could it be just an overly vivid human imagination combined with a larger fish moving near the surface, as most scientists believe today? Or perhaps some prehistoric and long-forgotten creature survives in the cold waters of the Russian lake? That's all from us for today. If you're interested in videos filled with mysterious mysteries, dark stories, legends, or monsters, and you crave more, subscribe to our channel so you won't miss any new videos.